You know how it is in our busy lives? It is so easy to see a day off as just one thing, a day to do absolutely nothing. But what if true rest isn't really about shutting down, but about resetting? Today we're going to dive into a really fascinating take on the Sabbath and how it might just be the key to unlocking a more energized, more focused week.
This question, it really gets to the heart of the confusion, doesn't it? The whole idea of a structured day of rest, especially one with religious roots, feels like a contradiction in terms. I mean, if the whole point is to rest, why are there rules? It's this exact tension that a lot of people feel, and the source material for this explainer tackles it head-on. So, our journey today starts from a place of really honest frustration. The author talks about their own struggle with the traditional idea of the Sabbath, and I'm guessing a lot of us can relate to that feeling of, well, disconnect.
And this visual just captures that core conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got the dream, right? The universal idea of a day off, pure, unstructured freedom. But then you look at the other side and the traditional Sabbath, well, it almost feels like it comes with a to-do list, turning a day of rest into what feels like a different kind of work.
And this quote just says it all. You can almost hear the frustration. My brain isn't getting any rest at all. Just let me be completely off for one day. This was the author's mindset, and it's the exact hurdle we need to get over to really understand what this day is all about.
Okay, so how do we get past that frustration? Well, this is where the big shift in thinking really begins. It all starts with completely redefining what it even means to rest.
I think we've all been here, right? You spend a whole day on the couch, scrolling on your phone or binge-watching a show, thinking you're recharging. But by the end of the day, you don't feel rested. You just feel kind of drained and foggy. The author realized that, you know what? Passive laziness often isn't the cure.
This leads to this really powerful new definition of rest. It's not just the absence of activity. Instead, it's the deliberate act of stopping our usual routines. It's about consciously breaking that cycle to give our minds and our spirits a real chance to breathe.
And this is what stopping really looks like in our world today. It's not about being lazy, it's about being intentional. It means resisting that magnetic pull of your inbox, putting down the phone, and fighting the pressure to have every moment planned out. For the author, it became the one day to intentionally break the routine.
So what's the big payoff for hitting the stop button? Well, when you actually step away from the daily grind, you create space to remember the things that get lost in all the noise. And there's a fantastic analogy for this.
I absolutely love this example. Think about it. An athlete is hitting a plateau, feeling totally burnt out. So they go play a completely different sport, just for fun. And that break, that change of pace, actually creates a breakthrough. They come back to their main sport, not just rested, but with new ideas and a totally renewed energy. And that's exactly the idea behind the Sabbath. By intentionally stopping our primary sport, our work, our routines, our worries, we gain the perspective and the energy we desperately need to re-engage with it all in a much more powerful way. But the benefit doesn't just stop at the end of the day. And this is where we see how a proper day of rest can actually shape the entire week that comes after it. So the author introduces this beautiful Japanese word, yo-in. It's that warm, pleasant feeling that lingers after a great concert or a fantastic meal or a really wonderful conversation. It's not the event itself, but that beautiful feeling that just kind of stays with you. Here's the perfect example. You have an amazing time with people you care about. When you leave, the event is over, but that happy, warm feeling sticks around. You carry that yo-in, that afterglow with you. You don't want to forget it.
And this is exactly what the Sabbath is designed to create, a spiritual yo-in. The whole idea is to have a day so dedicated to connection and spiritual refreshment that its afterglow, that sense of peace and purpose, carries you all the way through the week ahead. This brings us to the final, and honestly the most powerful shift in perspective. It's about changing the entire function of our day of rest, flipping it completely on its head.
This visual just shows the total transformation. Most of us treat our day off like a finish line, a day to just collapse and recover from the week we just survived. But this new perspective frames it as the starting block, a day to refuel and prepare for the week ahead.
So, in the end, the Sabbath isn't about being lazy. It's an active process of stopping, remembering, and resting your spirit. It's now reconnecting with your source of energy so you can build a solid foundation, a launch pad, to go into your week with joy and purpose, not just dread.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. What would change if you treated your day off not as an ambulance at the bottom of a cliff, but as a fueling station at the start of a race? Think about it.
What is the one routine, the one automatic habit that you could intentionally stop this week just to see what kind of space it creates?